Hey guys, and welcome to the second, number 2 tutorial, but technically number 3, where today we will be discussing the very basics of what we can do with Java, because you've seen the Kyrie liaisons, but it doesn't really do much, does it? It doesn't do anything interesting. So we're going to introduce the concept of variables. Now before I get into explaining it, I'll just type one out. Right. So, for those who don't know what a variable is, do you remember back to when you were about 11 or 12 and in school, and you had x's and y's on graphs? Did you notice how x could have different values in different places? It can change, it can vary. Same with y, dependent on function, of course. Now, what variables are basically that, but they don't necessarily match up to axes in the same way as x and y. So you won't necessarily get them from a graph. In fact, the best way of describing them is kind of like boxes with names, and that can hold certain types of things. So for example, in our statement here, Cowboys at Peter's Ranch, we have this here. This is int, and this refers to whole numbers. And whole numbers are basically numbers without decimal points, if you don't know. Just wanted to be absolutely sure. So, what I'm saying here is that we are going to create a box which holds only whole numbers called Cowboys at Peter's Ranch. Now, we can do interesting things with variables, but let me declare another one first. So, we now have two variables which aren't being used yet. But we can do interesting things with them. Like what we had in the previous tutorial, which was a print line statement, if you remember. So, not only can we print more than one thing, more than just a sentence. In fact, I will actually show you how to do sentences outside of print line. Fuck's sake. My apologies. So, that was actually my alarm to switch off the electronics and get sorted and process all this stuff. So anyway, we can create another kind of box which doesn't hold whole numbers, but in fact holds sentences. And these sentences can have numbers as well. And we're going to call this the ranch. I'm going to say Grant's Ranch. So, imagine a story. You have 7 cowboys at Peter's Ranch and 11 cowboys at Edward's Ranch, and they're all going to Grant's Ranch for a party. Now, how would you represent this on screen? Quite simple, in fact. You remember the system print. Print line. So, let's pretend these cowboys are having a party at Grant's Ranch. So, we can mix all of these together into one, so we don't have to worry. So we can go the party at... That should actually be lowercase. It's important you put a space here, otherwise it will just carry on without caring. And then, when you want to put more than one into the print line, you do a plus. And you can reference the names of the boxes to put the values of the boxes out on screen. So, the ranch. And then we can put a space here. Of course, you've got to acknowledge that this doesn't automatically space out. Whereas you can put the spaces here. I could put the spaces here, but I can't be bothered. So, I'm going to space these out. So it's going to say at the moment, we'll see in a minute what it will say. So party at Grant's Ranch has... And we can also add together numbers in this, but that's, again, is going to be in a later tutorial. But we're going to show it here briefly. They add pretty much how you would expect, but there are more things than just adding, as I'm sure you are quite aware. And we will put these in separate brackets so it represents it at the same time. And at the end we'll put Cowboys. So, we're now going to find out how many Cowboys there are at Grant's Ranch. And I forgot to space that out. Perfect demonstration of why you should space things out. So we know that the party at Grant's Ranch has 18 Cowboys. And that's basically how you print things. You can add variables together on the fly and what variables are. Of course, any problems, ask in the comments. I'm more than willing to help. Thanks for watching. Please share this so more people can learn. And also, if you need a private tutor or a developer, please comment.